make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Friday is here. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Land Rover of Des Moines. Big savings are here at Land Rover. Get up to $12,000 off remaining 2025 models while they last. Fresh inventory arriving weekly, plus take home a Range Rover Sport with available financing at 0.9%. If you are listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Start leaving your comments in the comment section. You can call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on social media. Good morning, Ross Peterson.
What's up, buddy? How was your Thursday?
Well, I remember Thursday day. I don't remember much of Thursday night.
You remember Thursday? Oh, I know why. You got into the Four Freedoms vodka.
Four Freedoms vodka in a plastic bottle. We talked about it yesterday with Brian Duax.
Yeah, You sent the text to me and Duax this morning.
Yeah. Well, I sent the picture of the bottle last night. I said, we got family around. I'm going to start mixing some drinks. Got the soda water. Got the Four Freedoms. And all I know is I woke up at midnight on top of my bed, fully clothed and not under the covers. Okay, so
that's drunk.
Yeah, but I'm not hungover. I might have been a little dehydrated, but I didn't have a headache.
Probably that premium vodka. I've always heard the more premium vodka, the less the hangover. I've always heard
top shelf, baby. Four Freedoms. Duax last night goes, dude, that's so bad. They don't even sell that in Iowa. They don't even sell that in Iowa.
He came up with an Iowa equivalent for you, though.
McCormick's, wasn't it? It was like McCormick.
So for those of you wondering what Travis is drinking, it's essentially the equivalent to McCormick.
Yeah, but you put Four Freedoms on something and some stars. You know how big of a seller that would be at Central City Liquors? That would go the distance.
Right around the 4th of July. Maybe you should become the Four Freedoms distributor. Maybe you should become the salesperson. You can be the guy that gets them across the river. You'd be their George Washington. You'd be the guy that got him across the river. You're landlocked over here in Omaha.
Could be.
Four Freedoms.
Can't go wrong. You put freedom on anything, and it sells. Just what do we should call it? Freedom? Yes.
Or Four Freedoms.
Four Freedoms.
I would have loved that's one of those. I want to know how that came about. Can we call our vodka Freedom Vodka? I don't know. Freedom Vodka. It seems a little cheesy. What if we did like Three Freedoms Vodka? About Four Freedoms.
Four Freedoms. And put 4 stars underneath of it.
Or did it start with For Freedom? We're going to do For Freedom. And they were like, no, let's do Four Freedoms and we'll put a U in the 4. Get it? I don't know. I just think it's fun.
All I know, if you're watching on YouTube, you probably saw the YouTube thumbnail today, which is, wasn't that imaginative or even that well designed. But you saw this photo. You saw this photo, and you're probably wondering, well, what the hell is that photo? And you can see a foot in there. Well, that's Ross's foot. You're like, okay, that's just a golf ball with a short tap-in putt. That's not the case, folks. Not the case at all. Ross, tell the story.
So, sun is high yesterday over Polk City.
The sun is high over Polk City.
I was on the 9th tee box at TCI. I was not having a great round. Now, when I say not having a great round, like I really don't keep score. My buddies kind of joke like, they'll write down a couple scores from time to time. It's like, Ross, what did you get there? I got a 4. I got a 5. So, going into 9, I'm shooting like an 18 because I've only written down like 3 scores, right?
Yeah.
And that fired off the 7-iron.
You actually used a set because usually you use that fairway wood for everything you do. You used a 7-iron, huh?
Why you gotta call me out on stuff? I thought this was my moment. I thought you were gonna give me a moment to sit in the glory for here.
You are glorying. To me, you use the proper iron here.
You're gonna point out the fact that sometimes I use the same club for about 19 different distances.
So do I. I'm no different than you.
I have a fairway wood called it's a hybrid 4-wood called a baffler. I can't remember if it's a TaylorMade Ping. The baffler is the name of it. It gets me everywhere. The 7-iron came out of the bag yesterday while the sun was high on that night at the tee box, Travis. Man, I hit a beautiful shot, and it's off the tee. It's like that's right at it.
Did everybody in your foursome go, we got a shot here?
That's going right at it here. Yeah, we weren't playing like a best ball thing. We were just playing. It was just 4 guys playing golf. Travis, it hit the pin. It bounced. It landed probably a foot from the pin, just off of that picture. Hit the pin. We heard that, and then dropped next to it.
Oh, because I've seen like shots hit the pin and it just like drops right into the hole, right?
Mine dropped right next to it. So I was able to 2-putt that for a par. No, I'm kidding. I made that.
Tell me they said, okay, first of all, is that the closest you've ever come to a hole-in-one?
That's the closest. Yeah.
Okay, even when it hit the pin, were you like exhilarated? Because the odds of hitting a hole-in-one are 1 in 12,500.
Man, I've hit over 12,500 shots. I guess it's not shots. It's tee shots.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, I've never done. I haven't. I don't know if I've played 12,500 holes. That's a lot of rounds.
Yeah, that's a lot of rounds.
I will tell you, had I gotten a hole-in-one, my first call probably would have been to my buddy Christian, my buddy who has the 29 hole-in-ones. To just tell him I just got my first one. I think he has multiple hole-in-ones on 9 at TCI. If he's not listening right now, I'll get a text from him soon. If he's not listening, I'll send him a text and ask him, how many hole-in-ones do you have on 9 at TCI?
It's probably because I looked yesterday and it was like 159, right? All right, 12,500 holes of golf, which would be 12,500 tee shots, right? Is 694 rounds of golf.
Man.
You have not played 694 rounds of golf.
No
I've
way.
not played, so yeah.
To get one, the average would be 694 rounds of golf.
Yes.
And then, Travis, you got to figure this. You can't even really count that because you have no chance on a par 5.
The novice golf, yeah, you're
most
right.
Par 4s, you've got no shot at. Nobody's got a shot at hitting the ball 400. Well, not nobody. There's dudes. So that was the closest I've come. It was neat. Had it gone in, that would have changed the day. I had showings planned for 5:00 in the afternoon, and my buyer had decided he wasn't feeling it up for it. Wanted to go Monday, and so in that moment, I was like, "Oh, I could start drinking too."
Like
so if that would have gone in, we both would have been 4 freedoms.
Would you have been the type of guy that if it would have gone in, you would have had to pay for the whole course?
No way. There's no way. Am I paying? Am I buying my buddies rounds? Yes.
You're supposed to do the whole clubhouse.
Get out of here with the clubhouse and the course and the buy everybody. I got the hole in one. You guys buy me drinks. I'll sit at the bar and tell you about how the sun was high over Polk City, and you guys come and buy me drinks. That's how that's supposed to work. That might be one of the dumbest. It's not rule, unwritten rule.
Unwritten rule.
That might be one of the dumbest unwritten rules in all of activity. You get a hole in one, you are supposed to buy everyone on the fucking course a drink. Now, not like that would be I'd be like, no, I'd cause the scene.
How about this?
I'd cause a scene. I'd be like, all you motherfuckers be buying me drinks today. I'm not buying anybody anything.
So,
but I would buy my round of my buddies that are with me. Absolutely, that would be great.
How about this? Would this drive you nuts? Because it kind of drives me nuts. And by the way, that was 694 rounds of 18-hole golf. If you only played 19 or 9 holes, it would be 1,388 rounds of golf.
Travis is good at times too.
Yeah, I am. Thanks.
I thought you were going to tell us how.
I'm going to tell you a hole-in-one story.
Okay.
So every month I get my statement from the club, right? Members end up paying for the drinks, meaning I have a statement up there: hole-in-one Johnson, $2. Hole-in-one Stevenson, $2. Every time somebody gets a hole-in-one, I get charged $2. Every member gets charged $2 for a hole-in-one. Because that's what I say. What? Shouldn't Johnson, who hit the hole-in-one?
No. So there's just an automatic $2 charge for every hole-in-one?
For every hole-in-one.
What?
I just have to accept it. It's kind of like one of those little fees. I'm like, I don't care that Dave Johnson, I'm just making the name up, got a hole-in-one. I didn't get to experience it, and I didn't get a drink for my $2. So why am I paying for Dave Johnson's drinks?
I've never seen a hole-in-one. I don't think I've ever been adjacent. Like on the 7th tee box, and all of a sudden you hear screaming and yelling, and maybe I'm misremembering something. Alan just checked in. That's one of my buddies. Alan, I almost got a hole-in-one yesterday. TCI with Kevin, Scotty, and B. Like that part.
Well, the cool part is that you would have had witnesses.
Yeah.
And you had witnesses to oh so close.
I can't believe they're charging you for the hole-in-ones. That's what a dumb rule. I want to call Christian too and be like, do you buy rounds? Do you buy drinks for everybody at the course for every hole-in-one you've ever had? What about Kirk Triplett? Remember when Kirk Triplett was on with us and he was like, we're like, how many hole-in-ones you have? And he goes, you mean in competition, right? Motherfucker.
Yeah, but he's played 694 rounds of golf.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's played 1,200. He's in the... Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Brooks just wrote, because Brooks belongs to Wakanda, right?
So
Hole-in-one insurance is great. That's what they're calling it. Hole-in-one. Oh, he must be from an insurance standpoint. Got it on my second of third hole in, I don't know, something Wakanda. Paid me, I don't know. Hole insurance. Brooks, call in 515-517-2303. Hole-in-one insurance. The insurance policy is the members.
What? I don't know. Yeah,
First world problems here.
Brooks's second paragraph in that text is, got it on my second of third hole-in-one at upper 2 at Wakanda. We were at a concert, one of those outdoor festival type things one time. And you go as a group and everybody shows up, there's 15 of you and you walk in, you're all excited and Then pretty soon there's 14 of you. Then pretty soon there's 9. Then pretty soon there's 4 of you. Then pretty soon you're by yourself, right? You're like, oh, where is everybody? Well, now you got a buddy that's 4 freedoms in, okay? And you're
Nice
like,
reference.
you're like, where are you at? And one of our friends famously wrote back in the group text one time, I'm between the second and third. What is that? There's no indicators. You can't find a person. You can't find a person that said, where are you? Between the second and third.
515-517-2303. Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Brooksy.
Pat Reynolds. Damn glad.
How come it says Gaylord Johnson, :1 insurance? That's what it says. It says Gaylord
Ferguson.
Johnson, and then it says :1. So it heard colon instead of hole in one.
I don't know.
I love
Johnson's, I don't know. I'm just trying to keep you boys on your toes this morning.
Lord Johnson.
Hole-in-one insurance is great. You have to be at Wakanda. You have to be a member of the hole-in-one club. If you get a hole-in-one, everybody puts in like $10, and that goes towards your bar tab. And depending on how busy the club is, you could get away with a $200 bar tab or a $1,000 bar tab. I mean, and then you got to keep the rest of the money.
See, Brooks, I'm not a member of a hole-in-one club because I don't play enough golf to be a member. But they're still taking $2 out. They charging me
every time a guy
$2.
gets a hole-in-one, they're hitting up Trav for $2. Brooks, that seem normal to you?
I don't think Trav is really worried about $2. Travis, I think you're fine.
Listen, I've had some months that was $8. Okay.
I'll Venmo you $8 to make you feel better.
Oh, all right. How many holes in one have you had?
I've had 3.
Damn.
Okay.
But-
I got my second.
I'm the Barry Bonds of hole-in-ones.
Cheating every time?
No, what does Barry Bonds have next to his home run record?
An
An
asterisk because he was a cheater. And so what?
Correct.
You were on performance enhancing drugs? We know.
No. How about this?
Well, that too.
Let me guess. You hit the first shot out of bounds, you re-teed, and then got a hole-in-one.
Hole-in-one.
No, I've had 2 hole-in-ones on 8-inch cups.
Oh, okay. Okay. I count that.
So, but
I count that. I
all
don't
the
think
pros
that
counted
asterisk.
as hole-in-one.
I'm with you. I don't think that's asterisk. I think what Travis talked about, that's asterisk. 8-inch cup counts,
I'm
buddy.
hoping to have one. I'm hoping to have one this morning at the Brooklyn Victor Golf Club for the Poweshiek County Sheriff's Canine Golf Outing.
Oh, God.
It's the Brooklyn.
It's the only reason why I'm up this early.
It's the Brooklyn Victor Country Club that he's at. There's a country
This is
club in
fancy.
Brooklyn.
I'm getting fancy in Brooklyn.
Wow.
Man. No sleep till Brooklyn.
When do you want me to come in? When do you want to come in and try some caviar and chicken nuggets?
I thought we were doing that the first Friday of the fair.
Well, I'm going to come in and see Ross because he's close.
Oh, so you're going to eat in front of me. I see how it is.
We're down. I'll set up the studio for you, Brooks. That'd be great. I'd love that.
All right. Well, you boys have a good day.
All right, hit him long today,
hit him
buddy.
straight, buddy.
Yeah.
An 8-inch cup. Yeah, I'm with you. To me, big deal, right? 8-inch cup, 4-inch cup.
Burger wrote in.
Though you would have had probably a hole-in-one yesterday with an 8-inch cup.
Maybe.
Depending,
maybe.
Because
depending on how that thing came down from the flag stick.
Yeah.
Burger wrote in 8 inches. What size bread bag does he need? Joe Disney says, I got my first hole-in-one at age 12. Luck or skill? I guess we'd have to know how good of a golfer Joe was. Was it luck or skill, Joe? I don't care.
And what
I wouldn't
distance,
care
right?
What luck I don't care what luck. If I hit a ball and it burns its way to the green and goes in the cup, I'm doing cartwheels.
Now, I will say this, where you and I disagree. I may not go to the clubhouse and say I got a hole-in-one on my second shot, but if I'm hitting it from the tee after I put one in the woods, personally, I would feel that was a hole-in-one.
I think you've got a story.
I'm not saying I would go claim it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. When these conversations come up, when somebody says, "Oh, have you ever had a hole-in-one?" That's when you can go, "Got a hole-in-two."
From the tee box.
Yeah. And I think technically that's a par, isn't it?
If you have
your
the drop
first ball and it goes out of water, 2 is your drop, 3 is your ball that goes in.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you have the fanciest par you'll ever have.
Were you playing with a sense of confidence after that? So you made the turn. With the next time you're up, you're like, "Here I go," or is it just
did I feel confident? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Did it manifest into a good shot? No. No. Was I feeling good? Fucking right, dude. I was Tiger Woods. I was Whiter Woods out there for a while. You kidding me? Walking up to that. I took my time. I went into the clubhouse to get my cheddar brat with a swagger. Had my sheep arms out. I did have a new drink yesterday on the golf course.
Really?
Yeah. Don't like the name of it. Good Boy. Have you had a Good Boy yet?
Hold on. You were on the course. You had a really hot.
Stop it.
Hold on.
I knew you asshole. Yes.
You had a really hot cart girl come up.
Well, first of all, she looked like she's 16. She had a tattoo on her arm, so I know that I'm assuming she was over 18.
Yeah. So you got this really hot cart girl come up. She goes, what do you think? She goes, "I'll give you a good boy."
No, not quite like that. You had it right up until that point. It was weird to say. Think of it the other way. Instead, me as a 48-year-old man had to say to this very attractive young lady, "Oh yeah, can I have 3 good boys, please?" And the only reason I could order 3 is because Scott, who works in a middle school, refused to order one. Because in middle schools, that's like an insult. The boys will say to each other, they'll be like, "Hey, while you're up, will you grab me a spoon?" And the kid will go, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And he'll hand the buddy a spoon and he'll go, "Good boy."
So is that one of those John Daly drinks?
Yeah, it's a John.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you heard about him? Yeah, I saw Ken wrote in John Daly.
Yeah, I actually had one last weekend in Muscatine. They were okay. I didn't think they were anything spectacular. I'm probably more of if I was going to go to that thing, probably go to a White Claw or something like that. But because it has a little tea and vodka. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tea and vodka, right? I had one that was like regular and one that was blackberry or something. They were both really good. And they're only like 4% alcohol. So,
hey, I do want to make you feel better if it's not creepy. She had to be 18 to serve alcohol.
Well, again, and I saw the tattoo on her arm as well. So I assumed, again, 18, but man, within months of 18.
Yeah, so you're not as creepy.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm going to look at it. Now, you were at TCI. The last time you were there, the course guy got mad at us because we said the course wasn't in very good shape. Has it improved?
Yeah, because I was honest about the course
being
in rough shape. And even said, I kind of forgot about that. I went out there and the course looked like shit. And we came on and I was like, man, I was really disappointed. We had hyped up the course to our buddy. It didn't live up to the expectation. And there was nothing there to be like, hey, by the way, we're headed in the right direction. Now, I would say this, Travis, a year later, you can absolutely see the progress. You can see what they've done. It's not perfect yet, but I mean, you also got to remember they've had a shit ton of rain these last couple of weeks that could have caused a lot of damage that I didn't see any like I didn't see any water damage. You know what I mean? There weren't trees laying down in fairways or anything. I mean, it was in good shape, and you can definitely see the progress from last year. I forgot they got mad at me for coming on, and all I did was said, man, it's one of the most premier courses, and it has a reputation. When I told Courtney that I was golfing at TCI yesterday, she's like, oh my gosh, isn't that like the nicest course in Iowa? I said, it's a very nice golf course.
Do you remember what happened after that?
That's the reputation it has with people. And I just was trying to say that it's a feather in the cap for TCI that they have that reputation. And by the way, the grounds are breathtaking. The potential out there and where they're headed with it, it's going to be fantastic. But it wasn't there last year, and I gave an honest review of it, and they got mad.
Yeah, I remember getting the email, and I asked him to come on. I said, "Hey, come on." So what did he do? He ran the Des Moines Register, and they did a story on how they're turning around TCI. That he showed up over at KXNO. Well, he can't run there anymore because there's nothing to run to. But it is.
Listen, we had a great time. If they want to advertise, we'd love to have them. It is like a premier course in Central Iowa. I mean, if you're going to be able to play, if you don't have the ability to play a private course or Talons of Tuscany, TCI is probably the top option for you. I think Copper Creek out in Pleasant Hill is really beautiful. But the public courses are nice. Dude, I played Toad Valley a couple weeks ago. I love Toad Valley. Toad Valley is my speed. Those are my people.
Grandview's your speed.
Yeah. I mean, Grandview's fun. I think Grandview and Toad Valley are in that same. I
wonder if Melanie's new to the show. She goes, it's creepy. Do better.
What?
No, I don't think she meant I think she's just saying I'm creepy. Melanie, you got to be new to the show.
She's listened for a long time.
Then I'm creepy.
And I think she kind of likes it.
Hey, do you need new floors? Iowa Floor Covering in Bondurant has you covered with carpet, hardwood, tile, luxury vinyl, and more, plus expert sales and installation you can trust. When you go to their showroom in Bondurant, say, hey, you know what? We heard about you on the Rush Radio Show, and I need some new floors. That's Iowa Floor Covering. Good people, great floors. Visit iowafloorcovering.com today. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you My Dream Job is No Job Millionaire. Front row tickets to every show millionaire. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
When I'm meeting a new patient, I want them to feel comfortable knowing that odds are I've seen something like this before.
From the moment a patient steps into the room to the moment the patient leaves the office, I think they're going to get a great experience.
I think it feels good coming in and feeling like it's a community here and you get to be a part of that community and get to be taken care of by that community.
My goal is when they walk out of there to know that I'm fighting for them, I'm pulling for them.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I am Roman Lehman, Service Advisor at Willis Nissan. For the 2026 summer season, we will be offering 15% off all fuel system services. Over time, carbon builds up inside your engine, and these services clean out all carbon deposits for better engine performance. Don't let carbon deposits get in the way of your summer plans. Visit willisnissan.com to book your service today.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
I hope you're stretched, hydrated, and prepared for more nonsense, because The Rush with Travis and Ross, presented by Willis Automotive, is back now.
Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Trav.
I'm muted. I've been doing the whole damn thing. You were gone.
I'm sorry.
I was all distracted because you were
was.
gone, and I started doing it. Man,
That's so funny.
that's so funny. For everybody on the audio
I'm sorry.
stream, that's me.
That
All right, what was I
and,
saying?
and on me for not being here to tell you. I apologize.
Yeah, you had to poop, so it's. I totally understand. Did you?
I did. I wasn't pooping. But I was running around. So
All right, so it's time for the Iowa Lottery Weekly. People heard that in the background. They got to hear that because that was going over the air.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Time for the Weekly Woo-Hoo from the Iowa Lottery. This week's prize pack includes some new tickets, the $30 bonus cash doubler, $40 in Price is Right tickets, and $20 Powerball ticket or coupons. And you can win those. It's $90 for now. So call 515-517-2303 or go to therushradio.com. Click on the promotions tab. You got the Weekly Woo-Hoo. Send us your woo-hoo. We have stuff to give you. We want to give you.
We're close to somebody cracking a code. Somebody's
Yes.
going to hit a $5,000.
100%. 100%.
Oh, Tyler wants to know if anybody else submitted a Higgins story.
No, I got you, Tyler. I did not mean not to return your email. It's sitting right there. I see it. I just haven't returned it. You know what, Tyler? Since you took the initiative right away, you win. All right. We have another pair to give away, but I'll just, because you took the initiative. Maury said somebody sent in a John Higgins story. Tyler, you win.
Tyler had one ready.
Yes. Right away.
He has got a boilerplate Higgins story that he fires off whenever people need it.
Tyler, you
read
win.
it? I didn't even read this. I didn't even read what it was.
Him and his buddies were at like one of John's games, and they were going, Higgins, and he looked up and kind of smirked at him and
acknowledged him.
Acknowledged him.
That's okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes. So get your weekly woo-hoos in now. We want to have a winner by the end of the show, and we can make you a winner. And we've heard plenty of stories of people who win and win even more. Ross, I'm going to tell you a story. It's not on the rundown that I sent you today, but I want you to put your mind in that if this was happening at Iowa State or if it was happening in Iowa. Okay, I need you to put. So even though it's not a local story,
tell me the story without telling me where it's at. Then, if you can.
Keith Mondillo's going to love this story. How's that?
Okay.
The University of Washington Board of Regents approved the 2026-27 athletics operating budget, projecting a $16 million negative cash flow. Now, exactly, $16 million in negative cash flow. That's a fancy way of saying you're $16 million in debt going right into the budget year. They polished the turd by saying, well, that's an improvement from the $19 million deficit that was forecasted for the previous fiscal year. According to the Seattle Times, the department estimates that it will generate $190 million in total revenue against $206 million in expenditures. The financial blueprint is built upon $59 million in ticket sales, $54 million in conference distributions, $30 million in donations, and $21 million in sponsorships. Now, to cover the shortfall and fund the $65 million salary pool, did you hear that? $65 million in salaries, alongside the $21.3 million revenue sharing cap, administrators will use a $14.4 million capital asset pool, cap loan. So they're gonna borrow money. The Big Ten is going to give them a $10 million interest-free advance and an
interest-free advance, which means they'll get $10,000 off of that $54 million next year. Because I think you said 59 in ticket sales, 54 from the conference. Where's the 30 and the 21? What were those again? I'm sorry,
So you've got to cover the $65 million in salary pool. You got $21.3 million in the sharing gap. So you've got the salary cap. Administrators will use $14.4 million capital asset pool. That's a loan. $10 million interest-free advance for the Big Ten, and a portion of a $13 million donor contribution.
Travis.
Now, how about this? The department has also secured an extension of its financial stability plan waiver through 2027 after failing to meet loan covenant benchmarks tied to a $238 million outstanding debt from stadium renovations. So not only are they working at a negative cash flow, they weren't able to meet their note on their loan. If this was Iowa State...
I have a lot of questions. I mean, my smart ass question is, why did the Big Ten want this team? Why that doesn't. None of this makes sense to me, Travis. None of this ever makes sense to me, dude.
There's more. The University Treasury issued a negative credit outlook for the athletic department as it navigates a fractional media rights through 2030. So they're only getting partial payout from the Big Ten through 2030. But if you got to take an advance, you got to pay the $10 million back, right? Yeah. If you're taking out loans and you're going to continue to be in debt through 2030, this problem's not going to get better. A structural reality the Institution Finance Committee detailed in its report to Regents. It's anticipated that the ICA will face ongoing financial pressures through at least the 2030 fiscal year. Additionally, continued uncertainty around changes in NCAA regulations, outcomes of pending litigations, and increased Big Ten's operating costs present many complicated risks to the ICA's bottom line. Wow. All you're doing. Remember when Keith Mondillo said, even the people in the Big Ten, this is going to catch up to.
He said there are big players that are kicking the can down the road. They know it.
This is it.
I wondered when he said that. Like, I wonder if when he says big dog. I mean, again, we love Keith, but when he said big dog, in my mind, I had this question mark of like, what range does that mean to him? Does big dog mean the same thing to him that it means? I mean, or whatever phrase he used. He said bigger universities in bigger conferences they were all familiar with. And to me, I was like, does that mean like the Ball States of the world?
No,
it
I
means
think
the
he's
Big
thinking
Ten,
Big
it means
Ten.
the Big Ten institutions that are losing $16 million, budgeting to lose $16 million. And part of their plan to even get to losing only $16 million is to kind of payday loan their way out of it. That's right, guys. You owe me money next year, so just take some of that money now, and I'll keep running at a deficit.
So if the Big Ten's giving you if the Big Ten's giving you an advance,
yeah,
you got to pay the advance back. Well, that means if you have to get an advance every single year, you're never going to be at full distribution, right? If you're waiting until 2030 to get your big
4
payday,
years here. You've got 4 years. So in 2027, according to my math, that what you said was they're going to get $59 million from ticket sales. That's their budget. They plan on having a $190 million in revenue is were the numbers I believe. This is what I wrote down.
Yep.
$59 million was coming from tickets.
Yep.
54 was coming from the Big Ten. 30 was coming from donors, I believe is what you said.
Donations.
And then 21, what was the last 21 million
Sponsorships.
From? Okay, which, I mean, not the same, but in the same category kind of thing. So Travis, so you're 54 million, the way stupid East Side, DMAC dropout. If you're 54 million, you just took a $10 million advance on that. That means next year you're going to get 44 million out of that in 2027. Okay. So if nothing changes, which we know things are going to change, and by the way, which direction do you think they're going to change? Do you think at the end of the year, the University of Washington Athletic Department loses $16 million or closer to 20?
Closer to 20.
Closer to 20 is the right answer. So now next year, you're going to have to do maybe the same thing or maybe more. And then that knocks that down to $34 million for 2028, which by the way, it's a twofold thing. That now takes your $190 million from next year down to $180. Did you cut any of your costs? No. Okay, so now your $16 million deficit becomes a $26 million deficit because you just gave. So now what about next year? Well, next year we were only going to get $34 million. Hell, by the time 2030 rolls around, you're getting Pac-12 money. If you're around. Travis, that's my question. That's the biggest question I have for this. Who pays this?
Well, a couple things could happen. At least a part of it. The Big Ten could say this is an interest-free advance, and at the end of the day, just say, forget about it, right?
Forgivable.
Meaning you competed, you went to the playoff, all that. If they do that, it's like, hey, but if I'm USC, if I'm Oregon going, hey, we got 54 million when everybody else was getting 70 some million. That was the Big Ten. And you gave Washington that much money and forgave it. Hey, over here, we had to play by the same rules.
We had some stuff too.
Yeah. Or is it too big to fail? Is it too big to fail?
Yeah. It doesn't fail. That's one of the things I've kind of had in the back of my head with all this too, is like, even when all the Big 12 missile crisis and all that stuff was happening, like, man, Iowa State fans are going to be Iowa State fans. If Iowa State is competing against Drake, Iowa State fans show up. Is it going to be as passionate? Is it going to be the same machine? No, but they're not going to go. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away because people screwed up the financials of it. So is it too big to fail?
But as Iowans, if this was happening at Iowa State, I don't think I think for the most part, people in the Midwest, you can be pretty socially liberal, some people, but I think most people are fiscally responsible, right? And they look at those numbers and go, that's insanity. That's absolute insanity. And we're only year one into this.
Yeah, we're in the infancy of this stuff. I mean, we're Racing for Pinks has a good question or a good statement. How many companies or other entities carry a debt? iHeartMedia carries a $5 billion debt. How does that work? And what does it cost us? It costs us in weird ways. How does that work? This is the thing about, that's why I'm asking, who pays this money? Those two things are not exactly the same thing, because what we're talking about here with the University of Washington, that $206 million is real money out the door. That's expenses for salaries. There are
travel,
operational expenses that are bills that show up that have a 90-day window. This is not $5 billion of
publicly traded company.
Publicly traded capital, right? There's a little bit of a difference there, but there's some similarities in that. How do you do that? How do you sustain it? So, but specifically here with the Washington thing, because again, the $206 million is not the $5 billion in debt of, oh, we'll get to it eventually. No, these are bills that you have to pay right now. Who and how?
The taxpayers pay that.
There you go.
The taxpayers will make up the difference because it's a state institution.
Yep. Yes. How much does the head coach make?
Oh, probably $5 to $6 million a year.
I'm no budget expert. I'm no accountant. But I think when you've got a hole, I did figure this out in my life. When you've got a hole in the boat, you have to patch the hole, not put more water in the boat. I got really good at that last part. I got really good at figuring out how to flood the boat. Oh, the problem's in the bottom. We got to make sure that we stop this. Coaches' salaries have been out of control. They're insane.
So
they're not the only problem, but they're a big part of the problem.
I was off. Judd Fish signed a 7-year, $54 million contract, putting him at $7.5 million. We'll top out at $7.95.
I just found half our money, boys. I just found half our money. It's almost like you couldn't get a guy to coach a college football team for $1 million. They'd be insulted.
They'd be like, what?
They'd be
$1 million.
If you said, do you want to be one of the highest paid guys in town to coach a football team? Would you like to come and be what we consider to be the CEO? Now, I get what we're talking about with Washington is the athletic department. Would you like to be the face of a company that runs a $16 million deficit every year? And in exchange for that, we're going to give you $7 million a year.
You know who looks brilliant in this? Is Troy Dannon, who left Tulane to go to Washington and got out of there as he saw he probably saw what was on the horizon, because Troy was only there 8-9 months maybe. And he said, I don't see this going well. He probably understood the landscape that was taking place, the financial deficit, and said, Nebraska is a much better place. He's loaded with cash in Lincoln, Nebraska. Now, that cash is only going to last so long, but they're in a much better financial situation than Washington is. And then that way you don't take the blame for everything. Because the AD right now, who runs it, is like, hey, this is on my watch. I wouldn't want to be an AD. Not in these times. I see people taking jobs and I'm like, what are you doing?
Job? What's their job?
To raise money.
It's right, man. If you've ever been around a big nonprofit and you've seen the CEO of a large nonprofit, that's what it feels like now talking to these. I mean, not fully, because there's other stuff, but it's money. It is constantly like, hey, we got to raise money. Here's what our goal is while we chat. I got to raise money. I got to tell people I need money. Do they want this thing to exist or not? Because it ain't going to happen on its own. I need your money. That's wild, man. A $16 million deficit planned. Probably will be more. But what they were excited because they thought they were going to lose $19 million and they ended up. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we saved $3 million somewhere.
I bought the dress on sale. You don't even know how much money I saved you by only losing $16 million. I'm surprised the taxpayers haven't written them a thank you note.
To me, the biggest part of that story, which should be alarming to people, going, okay, you know you're running a deficit, is that the department also secured an extension for a financial stability plan waiver through June of 2027 after failing to meet loan covenant benchmarks tied to a $238 million outstanding loan for the stadium renovation.
And now their credit rating is going down.
Yeah. There's a reason Jamie Pollard, and we didn't bring this up with him because it was, he said it on the Cyclone Tailgate Tour, kind of said, hey, SEC, Big Ten, why don't you just go play on your own? Go play on your own.
I'm not totally opposed to it right now. For a long time, I heard that, and I was like, no, everybody get along. No. I'm kind of at that point, like, sure. And then what could happen is in 5 years after everybody bickering and pissing and moaning, we could have a championship game again. And it'll all go full circle. And it'll be like, okay, well, now we're going to have whatever the Big Ten and SEC decide to call their little partnership. That best team will play the best team out of this other partnership. And BYU will beat LSU in a national title game in 2037, and everybody will rejoice. We only have 11 years to get there, boys. Some of us is going to be dead.
So Washington's going to pull in $21 million in sponsorships, right? That's for the University of Washington. Now, that's everything combined, which only reiterates to me that
the monster deal.
The monster deal was just an unbelievably bad deal.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to have to show me the numbers to where it makes sense, because it doesn't. It doesn't make sense.
And that's the type of thing I would imagine nobody at Iowa State had, nobody in Iowa probably had any sort of hand in a negotiation, a say in it. That was something that the Big 12 did on their own. I imagine.
They did. Yep. They did, because they said, your Big 12 patch, your Big 12 logo is our property. We can do what we want with it.
Yeah.
And if you're Iowa State, which is I believe Iowa State is a Pepsi stadium.
I would have no idea.
I don't think Pepsi, because it's part of the Coca-Cola distributorship. If you're Pepsi, you're like, hey, what's going on here?
I see. Monster's a part of the Coca-Cola brand.
Yeah.
But Pepsi has all the stuff. See, this stuff's crazy.
You probably have athletic directors going, how do I deal with this?
I can't even sell Monster in the arena or does this supersede those contracts? I don't know. Jamie, answer some questions for us about energy drinks See, I don't drink soda or energy drinks, so it's not neither one of them. People get really upset about the Coke Pepsi thing. I saw a funny meme the other day, and it was like, I like to think I'm a very agreeable person until a waiter tells me they don't serve Coke. Or until a waiter says, is Pepsi okay? Or something like that.
I don't drink a lot of soda. I stopped about 10 years ago. I have kind of gotten back into the Coke Zero, right? Once Atlantic Coca-Cola bottling companies told me, hey, try the Coke Zero. And when we were down in Atlantic, you had the Coke right off the line. You're like, oh, that's pretty refreshing.
That was
different. It was different because it was just literally put in the can and it was cold and it was awesome. I like the Coke Zero, and I'm not a Pepsi guy. So,
Iowa Norseman says, according to Williams, all the ads were voted on. I mean, I don't know how they, but anyway, I'm just curious.
At the end of the day, when Yormark's a good salesman. Think about it. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a very good salesman. And you kind of say, hey, you all need money. You all need $1 million.
That's a good point. Do you want $1 million or not? Because I got this $1 million here.
You can have $1 million or you don't get $1 million. Your TV revenues have gone down because you've added more teams to the conference. So what you were making 3 years ago is $1 million. I'm making up that deficit.
Yeah.
You're kind of left with a vote of going, well, don't really have a choice here. Still don't think it's a good deal.
Coach Hersom says, if they go play on their own, who is the SEC going to schedule for their Cupcake November game? See, this is why it's chess, Coach. You're forgetting about Northwestern and the addition of Rutgers in Maryland. There's a bottom.
And by the way, they got rid of the November Cupcake game.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they did. They did that.
The SEC's not doing that anymore.
See, our jokes don't even count, Hersom. That was like shake and bake. He set it up. I knocked it out. And then Travis was like, no. Yesterday, golfing. My buddy BJ and I, we tee off and our balls land within 5-6 feet of each other. And we walk up there together and BJ's like, should we hit in unison? And I'm like, yeah. So 3, 2, 1, whack. We hit together at the same time. And as the balls are in the air, one of my buddies goes, that was the gayest shit I've ever seen. We were like, oh, it didn't look the way we thought it did. Okay. We thought it was cool. We thought we were cool.
Don't forget the Iowa Lottery Weekly Whoo-Hoo is going on as we speak. 515-517-2303, or just go to therushradio.com, click on the promo tab, hit the Woo-Hoo. Tell us what made you go woo-hoo this week, and you can pick up a $90 for now prize pack, which includes scratch-off tickets and Powerball tickets. Tyler Kluver is scheduled to join us at 7:30. Be good to catch up with Tyler. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire. A front row tickets to every show-yonaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you could change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Hi, I am Roman Lehman, Service Advisor at Willis Peterson. For the 2026 summer season, we will be offering 15% off all field system services. Over time, carbon builds up inside your engine, and these services clean out all carbon deposits for better engine performance. Don't let carbon deposits get in the way of your summer plans. Visit willisnissan.com to book your service today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bread, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Try our newly rebranded granola. Specially handmade, our amazing granola makes for a delightful treat. You can order online, purchase at local grocery retailers, or find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday. We look forward to serving you.
For people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or a new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, is back because apparently Travis and Ross have even more to say.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You know, Willis Automotive just voted best auto dealership in Des Moines by the Des Moines People's Choice Awards. They're the best, and you can always find the best. Like at Willis Lexus, the RX and TX are arriving daily with great selection now available. Whether you're looking for a 2-row luxury SUV or extra space for the whole family, now is the perfect time to find your Lexus. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. And you can call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on social media, X, Facebook, Instagram, and the TikTok. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Happy Friday. It's been a fun Friday so far. I'm in a good mood.
Good.
We're going to have a birthday party at the house today. So Sutton's in town. They leave tomorrow. It's going to be hard when the grandbaby leaves, right?
Yeah.
And she's going to be one. Dude, I'm a sucker. I'm such a cheese ball.
You think you're a cheese ball? I get happy seeing your pictures with your kid.
Not my kid, my grandchild.
Yeah, you're right. Your grandchild, and and there is a very big difference, and that's what I'm seeing in those pictures. It's so cool. It's so cool. You hear people say it like, man, being a grandparent's the best.
It is. It's so awesome. It's weird how cries don't bother you, screaming doesn't bother you. Like, it's almost like I miss that.
Yeah.
Now, the good part is, the good and sad part is, well, they're going to leave, so I don't have to have it all the time, right? But they leave tomorrow, which is going to be sad, and she's going to be 1 on August 3rd. But we've got the whole family back, so we're going to celebrate her 1-year birthday a little early. So we're going to have a little birthday party tonight.
Love it. Good for you guys. That's great. You were one of the first. You weren't the first one, but you were one of the ones to. You and Anjanette have always been that way, because when I first met you, I had young kids, I had babies, and you were some of the first ones in public to be like, "Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So your kid's crying. It's not a big deal. People don't hear it the way you hear it." And I had this just the other day, man. I met a young couple to sign some papers to sell their house. we were closing on the house. So we met and I was, notarizing their selling docs, and they had their daughter with them who was rambunctious and fun and loving life and doing things. And I felt it. The mom was like, hey, keep it. And I was like, hey, I promise you, nobody else. I promise you.
Yeah.
Let her go. This is awesome. It's like when a dog, if you love dogs and you walk into somebody's house and their dog is like, and they're like, Fido, stop. And you're like, hey, please let the dog be the dog. I'm on the ground loving the dog.
See, it's a good puppy. Now, I know, like, when people come into our house and Arlo likes to get a little close, and I can tell when people are kind of uncomfortable with dogs, I'll like, Arlo, leave him alone. And he usually listens pretty well. So it'd be interesting tonight. Yeah.
Are the kids are upset? You've talked about this, that you are a much better grandparent than you were dad.
I think the kids have noticed it.
Yeah.
But I think I'm a better dad now as they're in their 20s than when they were kids. That's my opinion.
I do want to be, I want to pat myself on the back a little bit for biting my tongue and not reminding you that you would tell somebody how ridiculous a 1-year-old birthday party is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
100%, because she's not going to remember it. No. But what's cool is it's for, we have all the kids are in this house for the first time together in over a year, right? Now, we were all together in Italy, but they're in their house they grew up in for the first time. So it's more that celebration.
Now we were all together in Italy.
Well, because I don't want to say we all haven't been together in a year. We have, but...
I mean, since the mansion in Monaco, it's been...
The mansion in Monaco. Just dropping that.
I love it. Then Trav, I think it's great that you're having the birthday party. I just have to remind you that
100%. 100%.
But again, patting myself on the back for not bringing that up.
It's kind of like and you're right. You have every right to rip on me. It's kind of like when you bring a 1 or 2 year old to Disneyland or Disney World. I'm like, that's a waste of money because they're not going to remember a bit of that. Dude, now, if you just say, hey, we're going for us.
I've heard of parents that are doing the other thing. Like they have like a 9, 10-year-old and they're like, no, Disney's for mom and dad. Have you heard that? Have you had a parent?
No.
Yeah.
Are they bringing the kids or are they keeping them at home going, we're going to Disney, you're staying home?
No, Disney is for mom and dad.
If I went to Anjanette and said, hey, you and I are going to Disney World, she would slap me across the face.
I love her. Yeah, it's not for me.
I did the original Disneyland. So like none of the kids have been to Disney World. When Abigail was a young kid and Anjanette was pregnant with Owen, we took her to Disneyland. She's the only one that's got any kind of Disney experience. After that, we're kind of like, I don't even know if she remembers it,
God,
right?
There's so much irony in this statement here. Disney is for people with debt. I've been to Disney in my life. I liked it. Boy, fake Bob, you're onto something. Now I'm not a Disney guy. Now I'm not a Disney guy. I used to be a Disney guy, Bob. Now I'm not a Disney guy.
I'm just curious about this because I don't know. I've never been to Disney World. If I were to go do a week in Orlando for Disney, let's say I had 2 kids, what would that cost me?
Dude, cost of a week at Disney World. It's the first thing that pops up, between $5,000 and $8,000. If you want to climb over, if you want to be really strict, you can keep it down to about $3,500. But with all the luxury add-ons, it can be as high as $15,000
for a week.
A week-long Disney World vacation for a family of 4 typically costs between $5,000 and $8,000, including a value or moderate resort, standard park tickets for 5 food prices. For food, prices can easily drop to $3,500 for strict budgeters or climb over $15,000 for luxury stays. So yeah, $10,000 I think is probably that Bush Light birdies. Tyler said
Wow.
$20K. That's, I think you're getting probably a lot of the luxury stuff and staying at the nicest places and doing all the fast. I don't even know. Dude, it's been too long. I would agree with you, with Eric. Go to Europe instead,
dude. I was just thinking that, and I'm not bragging here, but I took all the kids, a grandbaby, and then the kids' spouses or significant others. So would we have everything? Everything was less than $15,000 for a week. That was everybody, including an Airbnb that was incredible. That I thought was luxury, and I'm like, I would rather do that than, and they'll remember that trip more than they would Disney World.
But did you ride the new Slinky Dog ride?
No, I did not ride the new
Slinky.
Slinky.
This is that opportunity cost thing that Heinrichs was talking about yesterday. Got to factor in the opportunity cost, which, by the way, what an awesome X factor to be able to use in accounting. Opportunity cost. What a fascinating conversation we had with Brad yesterday.
If you didn't listen, you can go back and find it on our YouTube page or our podcast page.
When you said you don't have to give us a figure, how much of your own personal money did you invest in this thing? And he said 7 figures, not 8.
Which means probably closer to 8, right?
Well, there's a lot of factors in that, because that's why we kind of probed a little bit and asked. I couldn't come up with that term opportunity cost. I couldn't remember what that was. And I'm glad he brought that up, because that was one of the things he's factoring into that figure of, let's say it's $8 million. Part of his numbering there is, what would I have been doing with my time? So maybe I gave $2 million. What would I have done with that $2 million? I probably would have invested it. I probably would have started this other company that I had my eye on. What about all this other time that I had? What about these employees that I've hired and paid? What would I have done with all of that? Okay, that would have made me, I would have turned that $2 million into $8 million. Brad, what was your cost into this thing? It was $8 million. $2 million of my real cash money out of my pocket, $6 million because my time is worth that much money. And I'm not saying that's what it was. He didn't give us those numbers, but that's what an awesome X factor to be able to build into your figuring, though, right?
And that's why he's so successful. And knowing what the companies he's built, his time's worth a lot of money. A lot of money. Have you ever heard of Jacob Toby?
No.
Jacob Toby is the television play-by-play announcer for the San Antonio Spurs. Jacob Toby graduated college in 2018, so he's a pretty young dude.
Wow. Yeah,
pretty young dude, has risen the ranks pretty high. I should say he was the play-by-play announcer for the San Antonio Spurs, a job he held for 2 years. Until his girlfriend of 6 years,
which would have been when he graduated from, well, no, a little after.
Yeah.
A little after. Okay.
Yeah. Which his girlfriend of 6 years gets on his Instagram account and says, "This is my girlfriend of 6 years, but I cheated on her with Lauren Waters. So feel free to continue following me. But if you think I'm a really good guy, because you think I'm a really good guy, because I'm not." And then she kept on his own Instagram account and posted pictures of Toby with said Waters in one of those photo booths.
Oh, like the little picture strip things?
Yes.
Those are cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Till it's your spouse of 6 years with another person.
Yeah. Yeah. And the problem with Lauren Waters is that she's the sister of Lindy Waters, who was a member of the San Antonio Spurs team. The Spurs fired him.
Okay, so he has a girlfriend of 6 years. He is cheating on the girlfriend with the sister of a player. Okay. How, can I ask weird? How is everybody's over 18? Everybody's of age?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Do you? Is that I mean, the Spurs can do what they want. They're a private organization.
Were they trying to fire him? Was he good at his job?
I don't know. I've never heard him on television.
I'd never heard the name, so I can't comment either. This kind of seems weird. I'm going to tell you. Kind of I don't know if this passes the smell test right away. Something seems off with this. Like they weren't married. He didn't cheat on his wife.
And there's a difference.
And I'm not. And there is and I know that I'm sure there are people that are like 6 years. Your boyfriend, girlfriend for 6 years. I haven't been with Courtney for 3. I wouldn't do that. But that's not. Everybody knows relationships are weird. Relationships change. Everybody's an adult. I don't know if I trust I don't want to initially dive in, pick a side here because there's an Instagram. Somebody got a hold of a phone and wanted to
his girlfriend did. His girlfriend.
I understand. Yeah, I understand. What I'm saying is there's 2 sides to every pancake. In this case, there's 3. The girl's side, the boy's side, the Spurs side. The Spurs, maybe they knew something we don't. Maybe there's some other information we don't. That doesn't make sense that they would have just fired him because she made an Instagram post accusing him of having a relationship with somebody that's not his girlfriend. That the Spurs wouldn't do that. Something else is going on here. Watch.
Either that, or you're like, you know what? We're going to be a premier team for the next maybe decade. You're an okay play. I'm just making an assumption here going,
that was my third thing is the Spurs side. Maybe the Spurs wanted to get rid of him and this opened the door.
And all you have to do is give him an excuse, and you got the excuse.
Like Marv Albert bit a stripper's ass. And every NBA team was like, it's Marv.
Well, he had the 2 or 3 year hiatus from NBC. Then everybody went, boy, Marv was really good at his job. Can we just bring him back?
He's so lovable. Who amongst us has not bitten a stripper's ass? Huh? Glass houses, people. So that's why I'm saying that there's no moral. It's not like the Spurs went, oh, he cheated on his girlfriend.
One of our players' sisters? That's a no-no.
That's a code violation. No, I bet it's not. I bet it's not. But maybe. I think that there's something else here. I think that there's some other.
Well, the moral of the story is here: don't let anybody else have your phone.
I think we've all learned a very important lesson here today.
Yeah, the lesson to be learned here is don't give out your phone password.
I think we've all learned a very important lesson here.
Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. UFC 329 is Saturday in Las Vegas. It's the return of Conor McGregor. He has not fought in over 5 years. He's going to fight Max Holloway. He fought him back in, 2013. McGregor's lost 3.
That was 13 years ago.
McGregor's lost 3 of his last 4. And again, he is not, that's over the last decade. And he hasn't fought in 5 years. Remember when he broke his leg?
I was just going to pull up. I'm like, when, I feel like we've already gone through a 5-year thing. Okay, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
So I was reading the CBSSports.com story today. And they referred to McGregor as the UFC's biggest star in history. Would you agree with that?
That he's definitely in that conversation, Trav. Yeah.
Because he's entertaining, right?
And he was a great fighter, man. He was a great fighter. He splashed on the scene and knocked out Jose Aldo and in seconds. And at the time, Aldo was considered the best pound for pound, one of the best pound for pounds of all time. and then he backed it up with a run. Let me just pull it up here real quick. From the time he beats Aldo, where's that at? That's 2015. No, it wasn't. It was way before that when he beat Aldo. Way before that. Anyway, I don't even see it now. It says the first time that he beat Aldo was 2015. He was like the face of the UFC and the face of MMA, maybe the face of the sport.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like if I were, and I'm not asking for the best fighter of all time.
And I think that's something to clarify, right? That they didn't say he was the best fighter of all time. They're saying basically the most popular UFC fighter of all time, or most recognized.
You have a great perspective on this, Travis. You really do, because you're a fringe UFC MMA fan. Who do you think the most famous? Who are the Babe Ruths of UFC and MMA? Who are the guys that you can name?
Conor McGregor. That's it. And Ronda Rousey. You call me a fringe fan. I'm not. The only time I pay attention is when I know a big fight's coming up, because it's plastered all over the place. But if you were to say, hey, give me some UFC guys, to be like Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor, Houston Alexander, because he lives in my, like 4 doors down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And Houston was a one-hit wonder. I mean, he landed the punch. Yeah.
He was good.
Who was the Pete Militich? Or not Pete Militich, Pat Militich.
Yep.
Yeah. And the only reason I know that is because my brother-in-law works with Pat. So it's not a deep roster that I have.
Okay.
So if you look at just somebody who on the peripheral, if you were to go ask a non-fan, they'd probably go, "Oh, Conor McGregor. He was in the Roadhouse remake."
Yeah, that could be too, right? Yeah. I think that's funny that Ronda Rousey is the second one you came up with. I mean, my first instinct would be like Randy Couture. That he was one of the very first guys. Chuck Liddell. There's a lot of old time.
Now, when you say those names, I know the
ring
names.
a bell, but they weren't the ones you came up with, and that's what I think that. So I think it's fair to say he's the most famous UFC fighter of all time. And I think if you were to zoom out and go international and look, and I mean, because man, that was another part of it when he started showing up, and it seemed like he brought the entire island of Ireland with him. There'd be 50,000 people inside of a press conference cheering. It felt like it. It might have been 500 people, but man, they would take things over. He just had that attitude and everything. I'll tell you this. It's more fun for me to think about that time 10, 11 years ago than it is to think about him fighting now. I couldn't care less about this. I won't watch it.
He's older. He's not in his prime.
It's just yeah. This is why I don't like the UFC. The UFC is not. It's not like other sports. Right? I used to love it. And then I kind of saw what it was. It's not a competition of the best. When you watch the Masters, the US Open, the British Open, the Open Champion, whatever, with pretty good certainty, you're watching the best golfers in the world. Because there's this entire system for every person that wants to be a part of to try to work their way into, play through the Korn Ferry Tour, get it right.
Yeah.
There's a way. The people that are there have worked their way for decades and decades and fought their way through this merit-based system to get to the top. You want to think that the UFC is something like the PGA. It's not. It's not. You have guys that are not at the top of their game. It's a contract, it's an entertainment. It's a lot more like the WWE than it is the MLB or the NFL or the PGA or the NHL. All of those things are strictly merit-based. Are there exceptions to that? Are there the Bronny Jameses that sneak in? Are there the guys that are stick around because they can sell jerseys? Are there role players? Yeah. But for the most part, it's a merit-based, the cream rises to the top type of thing. In the UFC, if you piss off one guy,
you're done.
You don't get to play in the merit-based system anymore. And then if you're friendly with the guy, if you can make that guy money, you get to keep fighting 5 years after you last lost 2 fights in a row. The last guy he beat was Donald Cerrone in 2020. Before COVID. January 18th of 2020. You had to be listening to NPR to know about COVID at that point. And that's the last time he won a fight. The last time he won back-to-back fights, Travis, was 2016.
Wow.
And, yeah.
But you know what he does? He sells tickets.
Yes.
And that's why he's the main event tomorrow night in Las Vegas. He sells tickets, and he's entertaining and polarizing.
I have a genuine question here. Brian wrote in and said, Ross is describing FIFA. Brian, I don't know I need you to call in to explain what that means, because I don't even know. FIFA is more like the UFC. Like if you piss a person off, if you piss off the wrong people, you're out of FIFA? Or it's more, or you're saying that it's more like the extreme example of merit-based, because the soccer world with its promotion relegation thing, but that's not FIFA. That's not what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I think he's saying that FIFA must be, again, I don't know.
Or he might be describing corruption. I don't know.
Okay. He says the corruption. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Got to make one group happy. Hey, if you're not feeling right, don't ignore it. Treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you will get a personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private, tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at IowaURO.com. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Did you know that over time, your engine builds up carbon deposits in the intakes and valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips around, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Willis Volvo Cars is offering 15% off fuel services to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth while keeping some extra cash in your pocket. Don't let a clogged engine ruin your family's summer. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
So I think what's unique about Urology Center of Iowa is that we are a truly independent, single specialty clinic.
We have a mantra that the patient comes first, the group comes second, and we as individual surgeons come last.
When I meet with a patient for the first time, I want them to feel heard. I never want them to feel like I'm in a rush.
Just watching the change that you can make in a patient's life, it's everything.
Schedule an appointment at IowaURO.com.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Did you know that over time, your engine builds up carbon deposits in the intakes and valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips abound, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Land Rover Des Moines is offering 15% off our fuel services to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth while keeping some extra cash in your pocket. Don't let a clogged engine ruin your family summer. To get scheduled, visit us online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, returns now with fresh sports takes and at least one unnecessary rant.
One name you need to know when you go to get a mortgage. That's Gary Presnall. Gary is a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes the past 20 years, 25 years, in fact. He offers a wide variety of loans to fit the exact mortgage that you need. He can get your loan pre-approved in 30 minutes, and it can happen after hours during the week and on weekends. He's been the state of Iowa's top-producing mortgage banker the past 8 years. Give him a call today at 515-975-6767. What are you laughing about?
Kluver. I just saw, I got the thing that was like Kluver was entered the studio, and then all of a sudden it said it again. I looked down, and I saw him. I see his little video thing popping in.
Well, Kluve's in a
Man's
car
driving today. What's up, buddy?
Look
Where
at
you
the
going?
shades. Look at he's styling and profile.
Dude, I feel like we are, but he's not actually driving, folks. That's just a background that makes it look like he's driving. He's parked in a parking lot to be safe and not break the law using a video call while driving. It's all AI.
I'm 100% illegal for another 45 seconds until I pull.
My man's riding dirty. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's the most illegal thing I've ever done, but it's, yeah.
How
are you guys today?
Actually believe that. Doing well, man. Been a good week. Been a really good week. How about you? What's new? Anything fun?
No.
Are you driving to the gym?
Fun. Yeah, we're going to the gym. We're locked in right now, boys.
Okay, right. Yeah.
We're 2 weeks out. Today, 2 weeks from today, we'll be kicking off the first event of that competition weekend, and I am in a fortunate position in my life where, and it kind of lines up with the football season too. We're just, I know you guys can probably feel it as well. We're just starting to creep out of that dead season of the football, and there's more stuff to talk about. But right now it's still pretty, it's pretty relaxed. And so I'm able to basically act like I'm a professional athlete as far as how much time I'm putting into this right now. So my entire focus outside of my children and wife is trying to be the fittest person on earth right now. So that's where we're at.
Nice. So 2 weeks from today, where is the competition?
It's in Overland Park, so Kansas City.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll toe the line and we'll see what we got.
So do you know what exercises, or are they even exercises, events that you will be doing over that weekend?
Yeah, so something like this, generally like when you sign up for a CrossFit competition, it is, the thing about CrossFit is like it could be anything, right? Now, within the sport and the limitations of most gyms or people that are putting on competitions, there's like, you're generally pretty sure out of these 30 exercises, you're going to be doing those in some form or fashion. You know, until they release the workout specifically, it could be a 5-minute workout. It could be a 25-minute workout. For this one, they released like the movement list 2 months ago. So you knew, hey, all of the events this competition are going to be drawn from this list right here. So practice this stuff. And there's 9 events. 3 of them have been released. So I don't know 6 of them, and we won't know 6 of them, the other 6, until the Monday of the competition.
Wow.
That's on purpose, because at that point you're trying to like kind of taper down. It's like someone who just runs races, marathons, or does triathlons. Like you want to taper a few days out so your body's feeling good.
Taper. You want to slow down your workouts?
Yeah. You want to take volume. I mean, right now, this sounds ridiculous. It absolutely is ridiculous. It's like 3+ hours a day right now. as I'm in like the final stretch. And I mean the CrossFit Games, the big boys, the actual like the people who actually make money doing this is the same weekend. So they're kind of on the same timeline right now. And those guys right now are going through their final workouts, days of training, and they're probably upwards of 6 or 7 hours a day, 8. It's like a legitimate full-time job. And it's not 8, when you hear that, it's not 8 hours of exercise, but it's 8 hours of you're at the gym and you're resting and then you're doing something else and then you're resting and then you're doing something else. And so it's a full-time thing. So yeah, I'll know the workouts. We know 3 of them. I've talked about the swim. I've been swimming.
Okay.
I've talked. There's.
That's what I'm going to ask you. I want to ask you about which event are you hoping to see pop up? Which one is the one that you think is your best event? And I also want to know which one you think is your worst event that you're hoping doesn't show up.
Well, this is a big enough event, like regionally, to where they actually have the ability to do a swim workout. I learned to swim like everybody else did when they were 4 or 5 years old at swimming lessons at the YMCA. And then I have not had I haven't had any swimming technique coaching. I haven't swam in a pool like as a workout until April when I started, because I knew it was going to be happening for this competition. So 150-meter sprint in the pool, not exactly your boy's best event.
Are you in a 25-meter pool or a 50-meter pool?
It'll be a 50-meter pool at the competition.
That's a big pool.
Yeah, I couldn't even swim 50 meters when I started this. And the race is 150. So that was an issue. We've been working on that. And in CrossFit, the world of CrossFit, you have your strengths and your weaknesses. If there was a workout that would come out that had like handstand push-ups, like against a wall,
that'd be your jam.
For some reason, I'm pretty good at those.
Yeah.
Box jumps, a really heavy snatch, Olympic lifting snatch, just 1 rep. How many can, like, relative to the field, I might be able to compete with the big dogs on that. So yeah, I'm pretty generalized in the sport, which is the sport itself. Like, you just want to be really good at everything, not the best at one thing or the worst at one thing. So it's a big weekend, and it means nothing. I make no money. I am paying to do this, but this is my entire life right now.
The chat is exploding, and they are correct.
Okay.
3 minutes ago, this was posted by Jamie Pollard. My wife Ellen and I look forward to the next chapter in our life's journey, and it is important to us that we transition now. We are both healthy and young. We can fully enjoy our retirement years. I am grateful to President Cook for allowing me to share this news now, and hopefully it will allow the university plenty of time to properly transition new leadership to our department during a transformational time in college athletics.
This is huge, folks. Remember, we had Jamie Pollard on and asked him specifically about retirement, and he went into his retirement club. He wouldn't give us an answer when he was going to retire, but that was kind of a window that he was definitely planning for this.
You guys got his last interview.
Oh, damn. Look at that. Wow.
You guys are big time.
Man.
Okay, now, Klub, you're an Iowa guy, but I know that Jamie has rubbed Hawkeye fans the wrong way. But the truth is, in his time in Ames, I don't think there's been a better leader that could have been selected for Iowa State to build a brand, to build a culture, and to be fiscally responsible with a lot of things. You can say, I'm not saying Jamie's a saint and he's perfect, but for Iowa State, that dude was gold.
I think fit matters a lot in life, in careers, in different, you see it a lot. I mean, you could go right to the clearest example is like, why does a quarterback in the NFL work at one organization and not another, right? How did Baker Mayfield find so much success in Tampa Bay, but he was trash in Cleveland, right? these guys talk about fit a lot.
Absolutely right, Clue.
Scheme, personnel, staff, relationships, all this stuff.
Culture.
In the
Culture. It's an overused word, but that's what you're describing. That's the word.
And I think Pollard, in a similar way, could be described, at least in my opinion, kind of like Coach Ferentz. If you look at Coach Ferentz at Iowa, we think he's the greatest coach in the world because we know what Iowa needs and why how Iowa is going to be successful. You look at a national rating and you're like, where's Coach Ferentz? And a lot of the times it's impossible to actually come up with a real list of that. But a lot of times coaches like, 15 to 20 in the ratings of coaches across the country. But you ask a lot of Iowa fans and you'd be like, I don't know how many of those guys we'd actually want at Iowa more than we want Kirk. And I think it's a similar situation there with Pollard. I am an Iowa guy, but I'm also a state of Iowa guy.
Yeah.
And I follow Iowa State and a bunch of their stuff as well. And I think Pollard, similarly, is he the best AD in the country? No, probably not. But for Iowa State, during his tenure,
he did. Boom, nailed it.
Probably.
I mean, you are. I hate to pull like these cards, but you might actually be a little bit too young to remember what pre-Jamie Pollard dynamics were like. Right.
I have no idea.
I mean, he's been around since 2005. He's been around a long time, since you were conscious, right?
Yeah, I was in fifth grade.
Right. But that's about the time you start paying attention to stuff like athletic directors or maybe knowing these names. So yeah, Travis, you do remember it. You, in fact, remember that it's the 80s.
I remember the late 70s. I remember the 80s, the Jim Kreiner years, the Walden years. And Dan McCarney said a good thing when Jim Walden passed away. He goes, people don't understand. He goes, even though Jim didn't win, you don't understand the backs against the wall they were dealing with, facility-wise, just reputation-wise. Jamie came in, and, yeah, he got rid of Dan McCarney, but there was still a good relationship there, right? And Dan but he made the changes, built the facilities, created a culture, and the truth is, what is he, 60, 61 right now? You say, why now? Well, the truth is, the changing landscape of college athletics. He knows the financial situations that are happening. There's sometimes you feel like no matter what you do, you're not going to win against the big boys if stuff's not going to change. You've got a new president. Now, where this changes a lot of things is that TJ Otzelberger is here because of Jamie Pollard. Right? I mean, if you're Jimmy Rogers right now, meaning oh yeah.
He saw that monster deal and he was like, holy shit, we're not worth anything.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not, Travis, I didn't know that Pollard and Otzelberger were like that.
Like that. He wanted, before they hired, who was the guy before him that ended up going to Murray State?
Jimmy Rogers is Pollard's guy.
Yeah.
That was
so.
Steve Prohm.
Yeah. The president made him hire Prohm. He wanted to hire TJ then. They're tight. They're as thick as thieves. And so that's
here goes Travis just putting.
No, I'm just saying
he's gonna clip this and he's like, there goes Otz. Otz is
no,
gone.
I'm not. But I think you play for the people. Everybody wants to believe it's the institution, it's the colors. Yeah. It's not. You're there for the people.
Yeah.
If you're, there's probably a lot of coaches right now going, well, crap. Jimmy Rogers is like, hold on, man. You hired me. I came here for you.
I mean, he got made fun of for that. For being so close with Jimmy and like knowing him 3 years ahead of time and telling him like, hey, you need to take another job before you come to Iowa State. I mean, he had Jimmy like on a platter ready to go. And everyone's like, wow, you're pretty buddy with this Jimmy Rogers guy. Like, oh.
But with even all of that being true, we all knew that Jamie's retirement days were looming.
I would agree.
And we all thought, and some of us even, I mean, the longest time frame that I heard people give him was, well, when Cy-Town's done. He sees this thing through Cy-Town, and then that's his kind of legacy and his stamp on the landscape. And that's how that works out. That was the longest time frame people get. So I think that might be true. I think it might be true. While it is true what you say about Jimmy Rogers, Coach Rogers, and while, Travis, it might be true about Otz, I do think that there's some deeper ties there. And I don't know what their relationship. Working relationships change. Being buddies with somebody and then having them as your boss, that can change your dynamic quickly. And it's already been a couple of years, and there's been a bit of a power shift there between who TJ Otzelberger was and who TJ Otzelberger is. So I'm just saying, I don't know that TJ's tie to Iowa State is just Jamie, and we'll see if that gets how it gets impacted. Here's what I do know: Jamie's been a fantastic negotiator for Iowa State.
Yeah.
Nobody sells the Ames, Iowa, like Jamie Pollard. Nobody ever has. Maybe one guy, and you mentioned his name. This all started to change with Dan McCarney.
100%.
Bring Dan back. Make him the AD.
This all started to change.
I think he's enjoying Florida right now.
Yeah, right.
I love
dude.
McCarney's actually a family friend, weirdly enough, because my uncle was a long snapper for Dan McCarney. So in 97, 98, 99, my uncle Corey, who's my dad's brother, that's why I became a long snapper in the first place. So and McCarney's buddies with my grandpa Jerry, because who isn't buddies with Jerry? And so yeah, I have like pictures of me and Dan McCarney at Iowa State games, like when I was like 6. So he's awesome. Is this agree or disagree? Is this is like a bigger shoes to fill because of the volatility of Iowa State than Barta was at Iowa?
Well, I mean, 100%. These are much, and you're being brought in. Whoever comes in, and you're seeing it right now. Hey, and you've got Cytown that needs to be finished. People are saying pull the plug on Cytown.
There's a lot. I mean, you're coming in, and Iowa State. It's not necessarily their fault. That's just where they are in the conference and where they are financially. Iowa had a little bit more stability with whoever took over that position. Iowa State, you got to hire the right person here, or things could fall off. I mean, you're teetering already. Like, and I know that Iowa State fans don't like hearing that, but they're probably closer than. There's a lot of talk right now amongst the rival fan bases of how they're going to be an FCS school soon, and that's all tongue in cheek. You better be careful who you hire and who's making the decisions there.
And here's what I like about the retirement. He's not blowing out of town. We need to reiterate, and I think, Ross, you said it. His effective retirement date will be June 30th, 2027.
It didn't say that in his release that I read. It did not say that.
Okay.
And I just read that in Murph's tweet from 5 minutes ago.
So you have a year to get your shit together, right? And that's and so is that succession planning from somebody within the department to maintain consistency and stuff like that, or do you go outside to find somebody else? That'll be the interesting part here. And that will be, unfortunately or fortunately, this will dominate the news cycle for the next year of who's going to be the next AD at Iowa State. What kind of job is that when you look at the financial pressures that will happen here?
Ross, get your resume ready.
Yeah. My buddy Chris Williams, maybe. How about this? Travis, I want to ask this question. One of my buddies, Kyle, wrote this in, and I think this is a legitimate question. Is an athletic director position at a place like Iowa State basically a Learfield position after what was described to us the other day?
Ooh.
I'm still curious.
Because you're dealing with, I know what you're saying. You got to have a really good relationship with Learfield, and you got to trust Learfield, but you're managing so many other things that Learfield will say it touches, but you're dealing with women's wrestling. You're dealing with a lot of other things that happen. I mean, and Learfield is separate from the university. It's a high, because Learfield can come and go. When it comes back up for contract, if there's another company out there, they could be out the door. Somebody offers a better deal. So
AD is a fascinating role to me.
Yes, Kluve, and it's changed so much over the last couple of years, man.
You are essentially you're basically combining. You're a fundraiser. You're a PR. You're the face of PR,
media relations, public relations. Yes,
yeah,
that's a good
it's
point.
Like, and there's no. It's not a job where like you wake up and you're like, here's what I got to do. Like it's very. I mean, you have people in place and you've got a schedule and you've got these meetings, but it isn't like your role and your responsibilities aren't always defined. You kind of have to be liquid, and wherever you're needed most for the university is where you flow to. And it's
Kluve, I love when we had those conversations. My favorite question was, what defines success?
Yeah.
What is it? How do you define success? And you know what? None of them said winning.
Yeah, which is absurd.
Like, it's crazy. It's a part of it. That's a huge brick in the wall. If we can
honestly
win,
that's soft as shit, honestly.
But Kluve, it's the truth. They were being honest. It might be soft, but the winning.
That's part of winning is part of it, though.
It's a part of it. You're nailing it. You don't have to win to get to the goal. The goal is to pay the bills and make the money.
Yeah.
That's it. And so you've got to be a fundraiser. You nailed it, dude. Your jobs are first on the list, fundraiser. Make sure the bills are paid.
That's the biggest one.
Nowadays,
for sure.
Number 2, media and public relations. Get a good face out. And I don't think it's not be a good face and politician, but literally tell people what you're doing, present the information, do it in a positive way, provide the most important thing, Travis, which is hope, which Jamie Pollard sold like crazy.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
got to find. Yeah.
And then fulfilled that hope. He didn't just sell the hope, he delivered on it. And I think that was why people for many, many years loved him.
You got to find somebody.
There's a lot of people that don't.
You got to find somebody for a role like that who's almost delusional. They're almost like, I believe in this so much. Because to wake
and that's
up,
okay, right? Because I mean, it's the only sometimes you have to be delusional to be successful. You know,
dream big dreams, man. Yeah.
You know, there will be dominoes here. If you're Bill Fenley, you're like, I'm getting ready to start my 30th play. Does Bill Fenley?
I thought he was the one that was going to announce the retirement this year.
So did I. Well, he still may now. I don't want to put words in Bill Fenley's mouth, but you know, because you're like, okay, I just had this rocky offseason. I'm probably in a rebuilding phase. Fan base is divided on Bill. I don't think he should be. The guy's done more for Iowa State women's basketball than anybody. But
our conversation with Bill, his relationship with Jamie is rocks. It was fantastic. I mean, he.
I like Fenley a lot.
Yeah, he's an easy guy to like.
I would even have him on. I would have him on my podcast.
He would be so much fun for you guys.
Yeah,
because he's a guy that puts the guard down. He's a guy that absolutely.
Yeah. I just like how he's in him and Jan both, and Lisa before, like they're big ambassadors of the state and the local talent and respectful of the other programs. And I mean, and maybe one of Jamie's biggest things is he found really good coaches or kept really good coaches.
Yes, he did.
For coaches that were better than that university. And I'm not trying to take a shot at Iowa State there. Otts is that's a guy that anybody would want, right? Fenley, other than a couple programs, could go be a very good coach with better talent, better resources, right? Like, I guess
Campbell was a great hire.
I was going to say, I mean, you lost Campbell. That was the one.
I would even say the hires that people didn't like. Gene Chizik went on to win a national title at Auburn. You can say what you want about Steve. You can say what you want about Steve Prohm. You can say what you want about Steve Prohm. He recruited some of the greatest players in Cyclone basketball history.
He had the Prohm burger.
And let's not forget about number 1, the Prohm burger.
Yeah, the most important.
Now, because I'm arrogant and a narcissist, and because Jamie had such a great interview with us on the hour with the AD, I want to thank Jamie for releasing this at 7:30 so it could get on our show for reaction.
What he was thinking. I'm sure he was thinking about us.
Hey, Travis and Ross are at 7:30. Drop this thing so they can have a half hour to talk about it. I'm surprised he didn't
call in and do it live on the air. You probably missed the call, Trav. I bet the call-in studio is not working because he probably tried to call in.
No, it's working. It's working.
He wanted to announce it here. I have a question for you guys. What would be the price tag to put a big green monster M on right in the middle of the Rush overlay here for this show?
Oh, do you mean in Trump Willis there?
Yeah,
or put it over the top of the logo.
No, they're not. You're now powered by Monster Energy.
See what Kluve is doing. So listen, the show is sponsored and powered by Willis Automotive.
Yeah.
What Hoover's saying is we could sell the logo. It's not the show. It's not the show we're selling. It's the logo we're selling now.
Yeah.
I see, but man, most of our
I know the price. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Ken. I just had a phone call with Ken a couple days ago. We'll have to...
Yeah, good. Okay.
That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah, so Adam just jumped on. He goes, hey, guys, Pollard retiring, just announced. We spent the last half hour talking. That's fine. You probably said, hey, let's go to the Rush and talk about it.
Right.
Hey, just roll it back.
Appreciate
We had a great conversation.
Yeah. And
I do want to go back, though, while we're talking about it. And one thing, that Jamie Pollard fit thing over the last 22 years, it'll be, right? If he's done in 27, he started in 25. Travis, going back to that when Tyler Kluver's in 5th grade and Jamie Pollard takes over, and Jamie Pollard came in with a chip on his shoulder. That was like if you could categorize the attitude, Dan McCarney pumped this life into Iowa State that wasn't
a
there
belief.
before.
It was a belief,
confidence and belief.
Yes,
even in the face of losing,
and it took him a long time to do it. I mean,
incredibly passionate optimism. And then Jamie Pollard came in on the back end of that, and it was like, we're going to take that optimism, we're going to put a sharp edge on it. That's how it felt like to me. That's what it felt to me as a Hawkeye fan. And at the time, I was one of those kind of snotty Hawkeye fans that was like, oh, this is cute. Iowa State thinks they're going to be a good program. And I watched it. It change and go
for good reason too, because that's a hard thing to do.
By the way, but we only got a couple minutes left. But Jamie Pollard deserves a statue somewhere at Iowa State. And statues, you just don't give everybody a statue. But nobody has done more for Iowa State athletics than Jamie Pollard over the time.
You could probably put a time frame on that, Travis, that goes back. I mean, you'd have to get an Iowa State historian. You have to get an Iowa State historian to find somebody that had a bigger impact than Jamie Pollard.
The question is, will the next athletic director be endowed or not?
I think the position is endowed, but
do you have to find somebody who's already endowed? Is that part of the qualification process?
I think that's an HR violation. You just committed
a physical will be required with your application for the Iowa State athletic director.
Can't do that. Jail.
It's 2026. You can do whatever you want.
You're going to start, names are going to start floating. You're going to hear internal names. People are putting Brian Harden in the list already. There's a lot of things that go into this. How good of a fundraiser are you? How have you dealt with
biggest question? Yeah.
And that number two is how much big time college football experience do you have? You have to. Football's the deal. We can talk about basketball. You have to have.
But what do you mean by that? Because being good at football or knowing football is like 9th on the list of
financials of what football is. It's all about the financials.
More like a general manager type role Travis, when you said that, I was thinking, a football coach.
Let's use Marcus Blossom at Creighton as an example. Good AD. There's no football team there. You can't take a guy like that and just place him at a school like that with people want football experience. So all I know is I like what Greg McDermott did at Creighton.
I see what you're saying.
When he retired, Greg gave a year, right? He said, when Greg was on with us, why did you do this? Hey, we're going to go long today. So the podcast, I'm going to have to redo the podcast at the end, but no, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. And the good thing is we can do this because we're still streaming. It's just not going to record on one area, so it'll take me to get up. But you guys don't mind. Hey, do you got to work out, or do you got to?
Oh, yes, me. No, not today. I'm already got my swell on.
Ross, you got to work out, brother.
I mean, no, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. So not since Tuesday.
Yeah. So we're going to go a little bit long. You guys okay with going long?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Okay. What was I? God, I was getting ready to say something.
Damn it.
I forget what Greg McDermott did is kind of what Jamie's doing. Greg McDermott announced his retirement, didn't give a time frame like Jamie has. But when Greg was on with us, we said, why are you doing this? He goes, I want a smooth transition so Alan Huss can get to know our players, work with our players, because usually when a coach leaves, everybody else bolts. Matt Campbell, perfect example.
Yes.
Creighton lost very few basketball players when Greg announced his retirement. Why? Because that relationship was built, that trust was built with the next head coach. If they're able to identify an athletic director, even before Jamie retires, to come in and say, hey, you're going to be the assistant and learn the Iowa State way before you even come here. I mean, I don't know if that's possible or not, or if it's somebody internal, you're able to kind of ease that transition a little bit.
Travis, I know we're 20 minutes into this, and so this might not even be fair because I don't think you've had a second to really think about it. You mentioned it. Some folks in the chat were talking about Brian Harden. Throw some names out that you think would be potential. I think Kluve hit it. This is a really difficult job. This is not a Troy Dannon. This isn't. It's not. It's a really difficult job. What kind of person?
You've got to be personable. You got to be somebody that can relate to. I'll use Wisconsin. I thought actually Jamie was going to take the Wisconsin job, and I'm going to use Sean Eichhorst as an example. Sean Eichhorst went to Nebraska from Miami, took over for Tom Osborne, who's the most beloved person in the world. Sean Eichhorst was an absolute failure. He didn't relate to people. He never went out and met people, hid from the press, never talked to anybody. When you're in the Midwest like that, you've got to be front and center, right? You've got to be. I'll even use Iowa as a completely different example. You go back to Iowa 10 years ago. Ross would Coach Ferentz, with Beth Getz, or Gary Ballard at the time, with Ben McCullum, or Fran McCaffrey at the time, come on a show like ours? Hell no. Getting Iowa people was hard as hell. Now they're like, sure, when do you want? I think they realized you have to meet people where they are and talk to them, and you'll get support that way, right? And Jamie was the tailgate tour that Jamie put together was brilliant. We're getting on a bus. We're going to go through these small towns. Yeah. We're gonna hit 2 towns. We're going to party. We're going to drink Busch Light with you.
Culture. We're going to take Bill Fennelly's attitude of standing around and shaking everybody's hand. Cliff, you ever hear that story? The first game that he coached at Iowa State, there were literally hundreds of fans there. He could count them. And so you know what he did at the end of the game? He went and thanked each one of them. And he's like, and Jamie Pollard did that on a statewide level. So we're going to get out and we're actually going to shake people's hands. We're going to look them in the eye and we're going to say, hey, here's what I'm trying to do.
It sounds self-serving from 3 guys like us when I say this, but with the advancement of media, you have to understand media a lot, and you have to buy into that. Like Travis said, the fact that Iowa people are easier to get now. There was a moment in our show several years back. I got put in timeout a little bit for it last year, but that's okay. Where they reached out to us, and we had several coaches on 2 summers in a row because they have somebody who's like trying to get their coaches public facing. Yeah. That is big. And you have to have somebody who buys into that. And I didn't know about that tailgate tour that Iowa State did, but that sounds like, that is something that would crush.
So they put all the coaches on a bus, right?
Yeah,
and then they show these social media of the coaches bonding together. You're like, oh, all these guys get along. And that was Jamie's brainchild. And he would start in Eastern Iowa. Think about a time that a Cyclone bus would go to Eastern Iowa.
Remember the billboard, Travis?
Yeah.
He bought one of the first, I don't remember it in my brain. It could have been in the first 5 years. He put a billboard up for Iowa State athletics over by Iowa City, and people lost their ever-loving minds about a billboard.
And it's a little bit of that, like any PR is good PR, you know?
Yep.
You want people talking about you. Yeah. You got to have somebody who's like that, and veers off the conversation, but it's just such a testament to like these coaches and these ADs who actually do try. Because if you're a good AD or a good coach, you do not sleep. You don't have a night off ever because you can't. You can't. It's constant. You have to be public facing. It has to be every day. There's always an event. There's always I was always like a good high school AD. I had Tom Wilson on, coach at Dowling Catholic, also the AD for Dowling.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And when we were trying to find a time, we were going back and forth with, maybe nights where he's like, well, if there's an activity that night, I can't do it. There's an activity every night. The summer maybe is a little slower for high school sports, but it's like, if you're an AD, you're at everything, plus the conference meetings, plus this. And yeah, you have to control your own narrative. It sounds weird, but you almost need your own camera guy as an AD to catch all the good stuff, all of the...
Not a bad idea, actually.
Like the AD needs his own media
his own
assistant.
PR team.
Who's putting TikTok, I'm serious, TikToks together and all this stuff. In today's world, you're selling something. You're a brand. You're a
100%. 100%. A lot of people throwing Hoiberg's name out. What you have to be careful of is going with the greats and thinking that they are the perfect fit.
I think it's a different job.
It's a different job. And I'll use Scott Frost as an example. That was a home run hire. It was a disaster.
Scotty.
Just because they have the name doesn't make and they had success before, doesn't mean they're going to be the great fit.
Listen, Jim Harbaugh would have fit into that exact same category if he hadn't cheated his ass off to win.
So, for real. Yeah, it's similar to like the coaching conversation when a coach retires. We had a little bit of that with Coach Woods. We need a special teams coordinator. Desmond King. Let's get him going, right? Great returner. What's the coaching experience? There's different roles there, right? Like you got to consider some stuff. And with AD and how much we already talked about goes into that, there's a lot that goes into, and maybe Hoiberg would be good at that, right? You don't know.
Maybe.
But it's nice to get somebody with experience that started at a D2 and has a little,
I think I got the guy. I think I just came up with the name. Stein, the billionaire, the guy that has all the money. You go to him and you say, hey, we have an endowed position for you.
I don't think he gives a fuck about endowment at this point.
He might forego the salary. You might even save more money.
That guy's like 90 years old. He's dead. The guy's dead.
He's still got a checkbook and a pen. Do you know he drives like an old F-150?
Yeah, supposedly he lives
he's like the most frugal dude. Yeah.
I'd really love
that's
to
why
find
he's got
out
$1 billion.
Yeah, I'd really love to find out that I'm actually a Stein somehow. That's that.
I think they've got a pretty good handle on the family tree.
That inheritance would be that'd be nice. That'd be cool.
So if you had to sum up if you had to sum up Jamie Pollard in one word, what would you say? Mine is leader. Is leader. Effective.
Good one. The first word that came to mind was success.
But those are all great words, right?
I heard him say a great line one time, and I think he borrowed it from somebody, but he was at a men's luncheon one time in a room of about 80 people. And it's so good. He said, do you know every leader ever has one thing in common? Do you know what that is? Followers. And I can't do anything if it's not for the followers. You can call me a great leader. I'm only as good as the people that do the things behind me. So the leader's a really good one, Travis. That brought that back.
Kloov, go hit one out of the park. We'll talk to you next week, buddy.
I'm headed to Eagle Grove tomorrow for the Wright County Fair. Headed up to go watch Confederate Railroad. I like my women just a little on the trashy side.
We want to say congratulations to Alex, our Weekly Whoo-Hoo winner. Went to Casey's, got a free drink. So I decided to buy an Iowa lottery ticket and won $500 yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to get more Iowa lottery tickets just for winning the Weekly Whoo-Hoo. Thank you so much for letting us go overtime today. It's going to take me a little bit longer to get the replay up on the podcast, so don't worry about that. Everybody have a great weekend. Congratulations to Jamie Pollard for announcing his retirement. He kind of gave us some insight with his men's club a couple weeks ago. And thank you for, announcing it before we went off the air. That makes me let us go overtime today. Ross, have a great weekend, buddy. See everybody on Monday. Bye-bye.
See you, bud.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines, and I have a question for you. Are you and your Mini ready for your summer motoring adventures? To help you have a little more fun on that trip, this month we're offering a 15% discount on all fuel services, as well as reduced pricing on all pre-planned maintenance packages. Please stop by so our factory-trained technicians can ensure your Mini will continue to keep a smile on your face for years to come. Please give us a call or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com to set your appointment.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you could change your life for life. Play today.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Coming up now, Travis, Ross, and at least one opinion that will get somebody mad online.